Holy smokes, guys. Have you seen this new 4K satellite imagery in the Smart Fishing Spots app? It is next level. It makes Google satellite maps look like a complete joke. I can't even use them anymore after seeing this. It's probably why some of these companies are charging hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get this same access to be able to see your fishing spots in this 4K level. It lets you see all kinds of new hidden areas, new potholes, new seagrass, new oyster bars, stuff that you would never ever see on a normal Google satellite map. The best news is with us, it's completely complimentary. It's completely free for our members. So if you're a current Insider member, go check this out. It's in the toggle area where you'll now be able to see a little place where you can see obviously oyster bars, seagrass, you've got Bing Google, and now you've got this 4K imagery. And if you're not a member, what the heck are you waiting on? Someone to grab you by the hand and show you exactly where to find new fishing spots every single week, because that's what we do. Come and join us. It's saltstrong.com and the Insider Club. 35,000 plus members and new ones joining every single hour. See you inside.
Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
What's up, Salt Strong Nation? Joe Simons, like diamonds, back again, Salt Strong Podcast. We're here at this affiliate YouTube, having a blast, Content Creator Summit, and I'm here with Bearded Brad.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dude.
Appreciate you having me.
You guys have your own podcast now.
We do, yeah.
What is your first headline? I was like, we just made the biggest mistake ever.
Yeah,
and I was like, they created a podcast.
Yeah, fishing, not catching. Yeah, it's been fun, though. We've got like 5 episodes out now, and it's just been fun to kind of switch it up. You know, we're always out there making videos and fishing all the time, so it's a lot easier to make a podcast than it is to go out and catch fish and make a video. So
you guys are pretty funny. It's just you and Bama?
Just me and Bama,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, we're going to start doing some interviews, maybe try to film some while we're here, but
love it,
yeah, it's just me and him.
All right, so what's the backstory behind Bearded Brad? Obviously, your name is Bearded Brad. If you guys are listening and not watching, he's got quite an epic beard.
Yeah.
You've had this since you're a newborn?
Basically. I mean, people ask me that all the time, like how long you've been growing it. I don't really know. All I remember, so like I've been married almost 7 years, and I had a beard when we got married. I don't know exactly, like I never just like, all right, I'm going to start growing a beard today. Like it just slowly got there.
Dude, you're an early adapter.
So yeah.
So you had that thick of a beard even when you got married?
It was still pretty thick, but it was much shorter. I kept it a little more trimmed.
Of course,
so
yeah.
Now I just let it go. I don't have to impress my wife now.
So who came up with Bearded Brad?
So I did. So I was like coming up with the name of a channel is like kind of really difficult. And you have a lot of self-doubt of like, this is a terrible idea. So I had like a lot of people just use their names. So I was thinking about that. And then I was like, well, I got a beard. And I was like, what about just Bearded Brad? And then I actually looked on YouTube and there's another channel, Bearded Brad. I was like, crap.
What is he doing?
Nothing. he had like 2 videos and hadn't posted in like a year. I was like, it's probably fine.
What kind of content was it?
I don't even remember.
Dude, that's a hoot, man.
So,
but now I guess you're kind of stuck having a beard.
Yeah. And so I did get some comments about that when I first started. And one of the guys said I could still be Bearded Bradley, just spell it B-E-E-R, and then just always drink beer. And I was like, I can get down with that.
Yeah,
we'll cheers to that.
Sponsored by Bush Latte.
Absolutely.
We'll take a step here now. Delicious. By the way, quick little commercial break. One of the, I would say, best day drinking, boating, fishing beers out there.
Absolutely.
Do you agree?
It is, for sure.
Man.
I used to be a Natty Light guy.
Not bad.
And then,
very similar.
Yeah, I had a buddy that drank a lot of Bush Light, and he kind of turned me on to it.
Think about this, Bearded Brad. You know who started Anheuser-Busch, the company? It was Augustus Busch.
Okay.
His last name was Busch, right?
Yep.
That's how the whole company was started. So Budweiser started by a guy named Augustus Busch. If you could put your last name on something You're not going to do it on something you're not proud of, right? Think about that.
That's right.
Michelob, Budweiser, he didn't put his name on anything except for this one, his own last name.
Yeah.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be his pride and joy.
Best filter beer out there. All right, now we're back to the podcast.
Are you sponsored by him?
No.
I feel like this feels like a sponsor.
But I'm trying to get a sponsor. Come on, InBev, who owns Budweiser. We're working here. Come on.
I think Brant has a connection with Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, you ought to hit him up.
Angler up a brand?
Yeah.
Huh.
Ask him about that if you have him on the podcast.
Oh, there goes Bama Beach Bum. So this is so wild, right? This whole weekend.
Yeah.
We have 9 of these amazing content creators all together, and it's been interesting. You see people on camera, and you just assume something like they're all like extroverted and crazy. And it was right when the first time we're all coming together. And it was wild, man.
Yeah, it was
Brian over here, we just not introverted, by the way. The opposite.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go back all the way back. So how did this whole thing happen? Did you have a normal job?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Nashville, and my wife and I have always wanted to live at the beach. And finally we decided to make the move down here. And I'd actually started watching YouTube before I moved here to kind of figure out saltwater fishing, particularly surf fishing.
So you were bass fishing in Tennessee?
I really didn't fish a lot.
Really?
I would bass fish, playing golf.
Braiding your beard. And...
I played a lot of golf in Nashville. And so anytime I'd go on vacation, I'd do some fishing from the beach. And so I started looking at beach fishing and found Bama Beach Bum. And so I actually booked a trip with him when we were still living in Nashville.
Really?
We came down, we found an apartment, came down to sign our lease, and I booked a trip with Beach Bum. And we were about the same age. We both had kids about the same age. And so when we moved there...
You were just better looking and stronger?
A little bit bigger than him. So when we moved down to Gulf Shores, we just became friends with them. I started fishing with them a lot. Of course, he was doing YouTube at the time. I had like no aspirations. So
what was your job at this point?
So in Nashville, I had my own tile business. I did tile work. And so the plan was to move down and start doing tile work.
Got it.
And so I moved down and I did my first job. And in Alabama, they pay like fractions of what I would get in Nashville. For instance, in Nashville, I was getting like $10 to $12 a square foot to lay tile.
Okay.
In Alabama, my first job, I got $2 a foot.
What?
And I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this.
I'm going to starve. You got kids.
I had 2 at the time. And one was a newborn. And so,
that's nuts.
like, I enjoyed doing tile then, but I was like, I'm not doing this for free, basically.
Yeah.
And so I actually ended up getting a job working for a builder. I was a superintendent.
Okay.
Kind of overseeing all the jobs and stuff. But from meeting Beach Bum and fishing with him, we got a friendship, and I would just start fishing with him on the weekends and stuff when I wasn't working. Of course, he was filming, making videos, met some other YouTubers in our area, and we were just out one morning, and they were like, you ought to just start a channel. And you're talking about introverts and extroverts. I'm definitely more of an introvert. I'm not outgoing. I'm not, like, through this journey, I've become a little more so, but still a little quiet, a little shy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hate filming in front of a bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, I've seen some of your videos where you're to appear with a lot of people. Like, you have to, like, psych yourself
I've done it
into
so much now that it's definitely easier. Like, last year we did a trip, and I flew down to Fort Myers, and I had this whole plan of how I was going to, like, film my video and film in the airport. And then I'm in the airport, like, nobody's talking. I'm like, yeah, I'm not pulling out a camera. Scratch that.
It can be tough, man.
It is. Like, it is. And because, I mean, people look at you crazy when you just strap a GoPro or you start talking to the camera like this.
Yeah, and then you have a tripod, and there's people around, they all want to come up. What's going on here?
Yeah, a lot of that self-doubt there, but...
Filming a music video.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I fishing with him, they were like, you ought to start a channel. I was like, screw it, I'll start a channel.
And so what was that process like? So I'm guessing you had no editing experience?
Not a clue.
And you just bought a GoPro?
Never used a camera other than like my phone. And so I went out and bought a GoPro, started watching YouTube videos on how to edit.
What did you edit with? I'm curious.
I had iMovie, so I had a MacBook. Okay. And so iMovie comes free on there, so I just learned how to use iMovie.
What do you use now?
Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So a lot of people ask me, you can do almost everything on iMovie. I don't know if you've ever used it, but
Sure,
it's
that's how I started as well.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so the only thing, like, there's a few things because I still don't do anything crazy in my edits, but there's a few extra things you can do that are beneficial, like more layers and stuff through Final Cut.
And same with Adobe Premiere, it's the next level.
Right.
But every single, for the most part, Salt Strong video is Final Cut now.
Yeah.
The last 5 years.
So I've been doing it like 3 years. I bet my first 2 years of fishing was all in iMovie.
So how old is your channel?
3 years, a little
Okay,
over 3
okay.
years.
That's great. So when did you quit the job? Like finally, Sarah, I'm going full time.
So it was May of 2021. I quit my job. I was not ready to go full time with just YouTube and stuff, but we had Hurricane Sally that hit Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, and so there's so much construction going on, and so there was so much work. They started paying a little bit better for tile work.
Yeah.
And so I was still in that job because doing new construction after the hurricane, we started doing some of the remodeling, and so I knew this was happening, and so I quit my job. I wanted to spend more time on YouTube. So I quit my job to focus on that, but also started doing tile work again. And so I was doing some tile jobs, but I was able to control my schedule. So if I wanted to go fishing, I just didn't get to work.
Yeah.
And my wife wasn't too happy because I did a lot of that. She's like, well, why aren't you working today? I'm like, oh, well, tile's not there yet.
So
but
was your wife supportive?
yeah, she was.
Did she get it? Or she just
So,
like, I trust you?
At the very beginning, like when I first started doing YouTube, she was a little bit weary of it. Like, what are you doing? Because, I mean, it took me an entire year before I even made $1 off of it.
Wow.
Like, because you got to get monetized and everything through YouTube. So doing it for a whole year and never made a penny. And then once you start making money, it's not very much. You get like your first check, it's $100. And you're like, it's $100 for a year. Oh, yes, it absolutely is.
I proved I could do something.
Yeah.
And that's usually at that point you have momentum going too.
Right.
You see it.
Yeah. And thankfully through having like Beach Bum and Brand as some friends, and they were already doing it. They were full time, and talking with them, like I knew the potential.
Yeah.
Now there's still a lot of work to get there, but I knew if I could get there, like there's a lot of potential there. So talking to my wife about that, like where I could go and the opportunities that we can have, she was a little more open to it after that. Had it not been for that, like if I would have been on my own and like not knowing the potential, it would have been very difficult. And she probably would have been like, yeah, go back to doing tile work.
Go get a real job.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's still funny sometimes because like I get home and she like picks up all my kids. I got 4 kids now. My oldest is in kindergarten, and I got another one in Mother's Day out. So she like wrangles all the kids up and everything.
You have 4 kids under 7 or something?
Under 5 and under.
How's that even possible?
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Just bust them out.
This is officially the most fertile man I've ever heard on the podcast.
Yeah, we haven't struggled in that department, thankfully.
Crazy.
But, yeah.
I have 3 kids and they're spaced out kind of evenly. Dude, that's absolutely absurd. Any of you parents out there that have that many kids?
Yeah.
Dude.
So I got a 5.5 if we want to use that. So 5.5, almost 4. And then I have a 1-year-old and a newborn.
Dude.
My 1-year-old and my newborn are slightly less than exactly a year apart. Like 11 months and 20-something days.
Are you guys done? Or
yes. Well, we haven't taken care of that yet, but we're definitely taking care of that.
Oh my gosh.
I already got the doctor. I just got to make the visit.
Dude, what in the world? That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
so
fun though.
Let's talk about the actual like content of Bearded Brad.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your pier fishing stuff. You own a boat, got a new boat.
Yep.
Like, how did that whole thing progress? Because you were essentially a new saltwater angler not so long ago.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people like, because we have, Michael here is, as well, that tackled to the people, and he'd never even really fished before COVID. And, he was living in New York and all of a sudden came down to Boston, and he's like, man, I got nothing to do here. I'm going to go try fishing. And he, like, kind of like you, he documented everything, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Right.
I think a lot of people appreciated the transparency, which is the same to you, right? Like, man.
Yeah, I mean, literally all my videos like showed me figuring it out. Like I didn't know what I was doing. Now being able to fish as much as we do, like I'm catching on more and more, obviously. But
did you start in a boat or did you
started on the beach? So
Okay.
Yeah, so I just got my boat like 2 weeks ago. The boat I had before that, which we called the SSPOS, it didn't have a motor. Not 100% sure if it floated or not, but so this is my first like legit boat. Yeah, it was a raft. And
we can't repeat the names of what some of your commenters on YouTube.
Yeah,
you should name it.
There's some funny stuff in there.
Inappropriate, but pretty fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I started primarily surf fishing, and so we'd go out and fish from the beach, catch pompano, whiting.
And would you guys team up? Like, would you be like, "Hey, Bama, let's go film in the same area and film each other," or were you just doing your own?
Yeah, so we'd collab a lot. Okay. It's going out on my own, still figuring it out too. But that's kind of how I started, and like Beach Bum, I started running some guided fishing trips too, which I did that after about 1.5 years of doing YouTube. Yep. Got people asking, wanted to make some extra money. But then I've wanted to expand. Like, I didn't want to just fish the beach all the time. So started to expand a little bit, started fishing piers a little bit more. Majority land-based stuff. But I do love offshore fishing. Got some buddies with some boats.
Oh, cool.
So I got some offshore videos. And then now that I have a boat, it's going to be more inshore stuff on my boat. Yeah. But we'll be doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's a neat area.
Try to mix up the whole saltwater stuff.
That's a neat area. On the pier stuff, I'm always curious because we've tried to do some pier fishing tips. Yeah. And a lot of people don't like that. Meaning, like, the locals aren't really loving when you all of a sudden show up with cameras and it can be difficult. And it was the same like when I first started pier fishing in our area. But once you fish around those guys and you get to know them, and they kind of let you in eventually. But it's definitely tough. And you're a bigger dude. So
they like to pick on you a little bit, but
Bama, he probably just, let's pick on little Bama.
Yeah, he just like hides behind me.
This cute little flowing hair.
Yeah. They're like, we're not sure if that's a man or a woman, so we'll just leave her alone. Long hair.
He's not here to defend himself. We're watching. They just went out the boat.
Thanks for the invite.
We have
finally stopped raining.
Yeah, we probably have like an hour window. And so what we're doing here, it's kind of unique. It's we're in an area where we have the ability to keep trout and snook and redfish. And so we have these big championship belts that we're giving out. And so far, no one's caught a keeper snook. And it has to be a slot size fish. So everyone's going out. I see there's Ryan Moore
kayak going.
And I'm sure Rich is probably going to go out. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to finish this up. Well, you're going to watch your Tennessee game here.
Yeah, in just a little bit. We can
5 so minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go try to catch a snook. So anyhow, all right. So you now have a business out of this.
Yep.
Right? This is all you're doing full time.
Full time, yep.
Okay. And it's YouTube for the most part? Or are you in this whole TikTok and
Yeah, so I do all of it. Okay. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
But YouTube is the primary where is it?
I mean I spend most of my time probably with YouTube and creating those videos. More of the revenue and everything actually comes from Facebook.
Really? It's fascinating. So you make more off Facebook?
Way more, yeah. Which is weird.
That is weird.
And a lot of people don't even know about getting monetized on Facebook. But yeah, it's been good.
We're not even monetized on Facebook.
You should.
Yeah, like we were so lazy. Because they've asked us to multiple times, and like you had to like fill all these forms, and like we didn't have like our tax ID number handy. And we're like, we'll just do it later. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I have to get on that. We can talk about that some more later.
Yeah, definitely offline. So what's the goal? Like where does Bearded Brad go?
Yeah, so I want to be able to build a brand around this. And not like I love creating content, but I want to be able to expand and have different products and merchandise. And I don't know. I like cooking a lot too. I do some catch and cooks on my channel. I actually have I worked with a hot sauce brand out of Nashville. I use a lot of hot sauce, and I have a Bearded Brad hot sauce. I want to expand and maybe do like some different seasonings and stuff like that.
You already have a Bearded Brad hot sauce?
Mm-hmm. I do. So yeah.
You bring some?
I didn't. No, so our first batch, we only did like 100 bottles just to test it out. And then
people got diarrhea.
Yeah. No, we sold them. I don't even have any. I don't even have any at my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We're out. We're going to have to make some more.
So that's short term. Like what's like a 5-10 year plan? Like, all right, if I could really crush this, if I could really dream big, where does it all go?
Yeah, so we're again, I'm wanting to expand and grow businesses out of this. So, like me and Beach Bum, our podcast, we're actually working on building a website and building a business mainly around like booking. So we're going to help book fishing trips and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I want to be able to build. I want to build multiple businesses and really help generate wealth, because like YouTube, you never know the way social media can be. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's great right now,
Yeah.
but 2 years from now, who knows?
Oh yeah.
So definitely.
Think about MySpace. Back in the day, that was all
Right,
it was. And
right,
all of a sudden
for
it's gone.
sure.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that YouTube or Facebook's ever going to completely go away,
Yeah.
but the kind of money you can make definitely could go down.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to be able to build as much stuff around the brand to support all my 4 kids for years to come. I mean, I'm only 30, so I still got a lot of time that I'm going to have to work and make some money. So I don't know that I'm going to be creating videos for 30 years, and I don't know that I necessarily want to. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to see an old man out there? Which, I mean, there's a lot of older people doing YouTube videos. I don't know. You're smiling at me. I'm probably
You know how old we talked about last night.
probably.
That's why I'm not in front of the cameras. But there's a couple of these guys. Yeah, I mean they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
They're still out there.
Richard Gene Fishing Machine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's a hoot.
That's true.
Cameron's been talking with him about doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's a hoot, man.
He's cool. He does really well too.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So I guess I'll be doing YouTube for 30 more years.
You're 70.
Yeah.
Maybe 75.
Might as well.
Man. And just slipping hot sauce to people.
Yeah.
So, were you ever like a chef? Like, you ever gonna?
No.
Okay. But
No.
you love.
Well, so my first job, I worked at a barbecue restaurant in the small town I lived in, and so I learned how to cook all different kinds of barbecue and stuff. So that's what I like to do: smoke meats and stuff like that. So, but definitely no trained chef or anything. I just worked in the kitchen, flipping, shaking fries, and doing all that.
Are you cooking tonight the fish?
Maybe we'll see.
What's your favorite fish to eat?
Inshore. Well, so in our area, like surf fishing, I'd say my favorite's probably actually whiting. Whiting is very good. I don't know if you've ever had it.
I have. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Daytona Beach.
It's super mild.
Yeah.
I really like whiting.
Yeah, it's not fishy at all. Like anyone
No.
can enjoy whiting. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had snook one time, and snook is delicious. I was really hoping maybe we still got a couple hours left of the clock here, so maybe somebody will get one, because I'd love to eat some snook tonight.
Yeah. And then offshore, I mean, you guys have that red snapper fishery that's kind of pretty unique, man.
We have a ton of snapper there. I mean, red snapper's good. It's fine, but it wouldn't be my favorite. I'd say I recently had cobia. I caught my first cobia a month or two ago, and that was freaking good.
Cobia steaks.
Triggerfish is really good.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I've also caught this year I've caught my first wahoo and my first yellowfin tuna, both of which are phenomenal, especially if you like sushi. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Offshore, there's too many options offshore. Like almost everything offshore tastes good.
Yes. All right. So you still doing guided trips?
I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
I'm
Stop
not.
that.
I have a couple more scheduled out that I got to run, but.
So who's doing those now? Because Bama doesn't do them either, right?
No.
No.
There's a couple local guys in our area that are still running some. And that's what we want to help with our website, is we want to help connect our viewers to some of these other local guides. Some of them have YouTube channels, some of them don't. So just kind of help that, and then grow that business and kind of see what we can get.
Lifts all boats.
Yeah, I mean, because our area and the Panhandle is very touristy.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of our viewers are people coming down to our area, so we want to help connect them with the things they already want to do. So.
Oh yeah. I see all these cars in Atlanta. They all have their 30A stickers.
Right. For sure.
Oh my gosh. 30A.
Yeah.
Go there once a year and I'm a 30A.
Right.
Right?
I know. That's how it is. Like where I was in Middle Tennessee, you'd see that.
Oh yeah.
Driving through the nice parts of town, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a 30.
Yep.
Too funny, man. All right. So what's next? Any future trips? Anything crazy? What, like on the content side?
Yeah,
what's your big
so
goals?
we booked a trip to go down to the Keys actually in December. I'm taking my wife and kids. The
Cool.
first time any of us have ever been down there.
Oh really? Oh,
So we're gonna go stay a week.
Go?
We're in Marathon.
Nice. That's
So we're gonna stay a week down there. Have no idea what we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
The place we got's on the water, not this much water, but hopefully we can find something.
There's always fish in the Keys.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Keys.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Love it, dude.
So.
Cool. All right, where can everyone find you? How do they
Yeah,
subscribe?
Bearded Brad, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever social medias, it's all Bearded Brad. So you can find me on those places.
How do we get your hot sauce?
I got to make some more. I don't even think it's available right now. I don't control it.
Worst hot sauce salesman ever.
The guy that made it, he's just selling it through his website. I picked the sauce and he put my face on it, and then he's handling it all.
So it's got like
I don't even know.
a big bearded dude on the cover.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Check out Bearded Brad. Great guy. I've had an absolute blast with him.
I
He
appreciate
enjoys the bush lattes.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. Oh,
it. Bush, hit him up.
come,
And while you're at it, hit me
on,
up.
seriously.
I'll take a
2
sponsorship.
for 1.
All you gotta do is send me like 3 cases a week. I'm just kidding. That's a little overkill.
Wait, we have a lot of friends and kids. So.
Yeah. I'm like feeding my kids some bush lattes so they can get asleep. I get in trouble.
We appreciate you big time. Make sure to go subscribe to Bearded Brad and stay tuned for more. We're going to document all kinds of stuff that's been happening here this week with really, really fun guys. It's really been fun meeting all of you and seeing everyone's different personalities.
Yeah,
and,
it's been a good time. I haven't met a lot of these guys until now.
Yeah, ditto.
Been cool.
And everyone's doing different stuff, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Michael there is doing like all these shorts and
Yeah.
making a legit business out of it.
Yeah,
It's
really
fun.
interesting to talk with him about that.
I think one more thing, we always like to throw in at least one fishing tip. So you were fairly new, right, to saltwater fishing. What would you tell someone who's maybe like you, getting into it, more new and just inconsistent? Was it finding a mentor like Beach Bum or watching how-to stuff? Like what?
Yeah, I mean,
Because you went from here to here in a pretty short amount of time.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're pretty consistent.
yeah, so as far as like a mentor, I mean, you can find almost anything on YouTube now. Search, you can find whatever you want. But I guess fishing tip wise, the biggest thing which I did and a lot of people do is you think you're going to go fish the beach, fish the ocean, or in our case, the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, you're thinking like big fish, big tackle. And so a lot of people come out and they're using wire leader or like 100-pound mono, giant circle hooks, all this stuff, which is fine if you want to try to target sharks or something.
Right.
But we have a ton of species that you can catch off the beach. You just got to target them the right way. And so you don't have to come out here with huge gear. Really lighten down the tackle. And don't try to cast a Cuba. I mean, we have like pompano, whiting, even redfish and black drum, all in front of the bar.
Yeah.
Like we catch them all in the first trough.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you can catch them on the back too, but you don't have to cast out a mile. So I'd say lighten your gear, fish right by the beach.
I think that's excellent advice. We see that so often where someone's struggling, even on not even on the beach, just inshore. And we're like, all right, tell us like what you're using. And they're like, oh, I got a 4,000 series reel and I got 20-pound braid. And like, you don't need all that to catch trout. Like,
Right.
dude, like go way, way, way down. And Luke's gone down now. Like he did a test. He went down to 5-pound braid. You're not going to do that fishing docks and stuff for big snook, but for just little trout and stuff. And he was getting way more strikes. Isn't that wild? One, you can cast it further.
Yeah.
And two, it's just less friction on the water. I mean, their fish aren't that smart, but they can still sense stuff.
Yeah.
And that 5-pound braid is so thin. It's nuts.
Interesting.
Really, really wild.
Yeah.
I don't like to use it personally. Like I'll go 8, but numbers don't lie. Like he keeps catching more and more fish. He's in 5. It's really wild. So great tip. All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to go watch some foosball, Adam Taylor would call it. And we'll talk to you guys in the next episode.
Go Walls.
Woo-woo.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul, it was